Do you know, in the middle of housing crisis, government is incentivizing municipality and ultimately builders to build more homes to increase the housing supplies. And due to that, there are many pre-construction properties right now available for the sale, and that's why it is a good time if you are thinking about purchasing a home. Maybe consider a pre-construction home. Maybe it fits in your budget. Maybe it's good for you, and maybe there are certain advantages that you can utilize with the new home that you want to buy. Now, pre-construction is a little bit different than the resale market, and there are certain factors that you need to consider before you go all into the pre-construction properties. So in today's video, we will discuss just about that and see how those affects your decision to purchase a pre-construction property. Without wasting time, let's just get started. The first and foremost thing that comes in real estate is location. If you're buying any property which is in good location, it's always a good idea for you that you can be assured that your property price will increase year over year. But if you're buying a property which is not in good location, maybe there is a ravine nearby, maybe there is a flood prone area, or maybe there is a high tension wire going on, or maybe near a graveyard, then you can expect your property to be affected by those things. So first thing you need to look is where the property is going to be built and where the area is located, how easy to commute over there, and if there is a nearby development happening or not. All of those things is your first concern when buying a pre-con. So location is most important. Now, second most important thing when buying a pre-construction property is the builder reputation. And in my experience, it is as much as important as the location itself. The reason being is you are buying a property from the builder only based on to the floor plans and specification and only seeing the land itself. There's nothing else on land. The builder is going to build it for you. So you need to be sure like what kind of quality of craftsmanship he does and how or when, if he is going to say that this project is completed, if he completes it on time or not. How can you do that? You can go to the Google, you can check for the builder's previous communities that he built, and you can verify it from there that if builder is reputable enough or not. If there is any complaints against the builder, you can also go and Google it. You can come to know if there is anything issues with that particular builders, and from that you can make a decision if you want to go ahead with or not. Now the next things to keep in mind is the deposit structure, and deposit structure is always going to be different from project to project. So you have to make sure the project that you are selecting, the plan that you're liking, has a deposit structure that meets your requirement. Sometimes there are builders who have aggressive structures, so you have to pay a large amount of money in short period of time. Sometimes builders provide you a relaxed payment plans, so you have to come up with the money with a longer period of time that may be a ease for you. So you have to make sure the one that suits you, you choose that plan and go ahead with that. Next is the floor plans and specification. Essentially, this is the only thing that is available to you when you went to buy a pre-construction property. Now you have to make sure and do your due diligence that the floor plan that builder is offering you is the one that you want to purchase. If you need to make some changes to the floor plan, builder may accommodate that based on if it is not big structural changes, and maybe he will charge you some extra money to do that. So you have to check what kind of floor plans builder has and what specification, what elevation types are available from the builder. Builder can offer you that and you can take it and analyze it before finalizing anything. Now closing cost. Many people forget about these things and they do not focus on the closing cost when they purchase a pre-construction property, because closing cost in pre-construction is a little different than the resale properties. Closing cost over here may include HSTs on the property, it may include the utility connections, and most important, the development charge that builder is going to charge you on behalf of the city. Most of the time, builders offer development charges at a capped level, so they give you an option of cap at $10,000 or $15,000 at the closing time, and they do not charge you more than that. But certain times there may be utility connection fees or HSTs on the property, so you may have to be aware about those things beforehand before you sign agreement of purchase and sale. So keep that in mind so there is no hidden surprises when the time comes for the closing of that property. Most of the time in agreement of purchase and sale, builder will ask you to provide financing in certain period of time, and that you can provide it from the financial institution. But I will highly encourage and recommend that before you go and look for any kind of property, you just have talk with your financial institution or any mortgage broker about your ability to purchase a home based on your financial situation. And from there, you can go with the confidence and provide a pre-approval letter to the builder within the given period of time. Now, make sure you also check what kind of rate they are providing and for how long that pre-approval letter is valid, because you might have to renew it before the house is being bought, because it's still in several years into the future. Now, there is one of the most important thing to focus on is occupancy date. In agreement of purchase and sale, there will going to be multiple occupancy dates and it will have a different meaning. I can create whole a video on just occupancy date and explain it to you. But for today's, I'm just going to say two most important things that you have to focus on is the interim occupancy and the firm occupancy. Now, interim occupancy is basically means that the unit that you are going to live is not going to register in your name. You can live on that unit, but as a rental, you have to pay rent to the developer at that time. And the firm occupancy is the occupancy where it transferred to your name, it's registered under your name, and you can take out the mortgage and now you can pay down as a normal property. So those are the only thing that you have to follow on occupancy date. There is another point that is coming up at the end which will help you understand more about occupancy date, and you can guide it from there and you can take advantage of that at that time. Next one is Tarion warranty. So Tarion warranty is basically whenever there is a new build constructed in Ontario, I'm talking about. So there are Tarion warranty registered under Europe unit. So basically it comes as a 1 year, 2 year and 7 year warranty, and each year has a different warranty associated with. Tarion warranty protects the buyers against any defect in the property, and it will give you an advantage if there is any defect that you found once you're living in the property. Builder will come and fix it if it falls under the warranty. So make sure your home is registered in Tarion warranty. Normally it will be, because without that right now no developer can build any property, and that's why Tarion warranty will always be there. It's just more kind of due diligence from your side to make sure it's there. The second last one in this list is assignment clause. Now, assignment clause, if it is available, then it's really useful to you. Most of the time, the assignment clause is used by the investor who just invested in property, anticipated that in future the property prices will increase, and they can use the assignment clause to sell before even the property is built to earn some profit. But now, due to the government restriction and regulation, many builders are not offering it. Uh, and yet, if you have an assignment clause, it might be useful, because sometimes what happens, your financial situation is such a like that you can buy this property, but maybe at the time of closing you might not be able to close that property, and if that time, if you have an assignment clause, you can really sell that property to another buyer and recover that cost and avoid closing that property, and that time assignment comes in handy. And the last one is the legal review agreement of purchase and sale. Now this is one of the important things that I've seen many buyers are not doing it. The reason for legal review is the builders, they are using totally different agreement of purchase and sale. They have their own documents which is not used by the realtor, or not the common document that is used by the realtors. So what happens in that, they have various long detailed contract and obligation terms are explained in them. So if you do not know any of those, and if you just sign an agreement of purchase and sell without any legal help, then it might come to haunt you at the closing time. So I always suggest my buyers or anyone who is doing the pre-construction, go over through the agreement of purchase and sell with the legal team, maybe your lawyer, and they will help you guide through that. If they find any discrepancy or anything as a red flag, they will let you know, and maybe you can take a decision from that if you want to go ahead with that property or not. So always, always, always do a legal review of your APS. So it might save you trouble at the end and it comes at the closing time. So I hope that you learned something new from this video, and now you know that what things to consider before buying a pre-construction home. But even that, if you have any question or comment, or if you want to know more about the pre-construction, just let me out. My contact and information is attached in the below description, and I will help you out with that. So until then, see you in the next video. Bye bye.